Well, hello. Another big day it was for me. Started off the day going on the Henry show, which is New Zealand's biggest rating morning breakfast show. So I was up at 4:30 in the morning and I had to drive to Channel 10 studios in Melbourne so that they could hook me up to all their gear there. And I did a live cross to New Zealand. So I was live on air, which is... I sound like an old pro now, but I've been doing this a week and a half, and I was about to say I like the live crosses. They're my favourite kind because then I can't get edited and things cut out that I like saying. But yeah, maybe it's a bit early on in my media career to actually have a favourite kind of interview to do. But there it is, a live cross. That's what I like. Anyway, it was a good interview. I thought he asked interesting questions, and I got to share some knowledge as well as having a laugh with him, and yeah, it was. I thought it was good. I'm sure there's going to be lots of people that thought he was being a bit rude or mean or whatever with some of the jokes that he made, but personally, I didn't take offence to it. I understand that these guys have a job to do. They've got to try and keep things light-hearted and make jokes and entertain their viewers. So I understand that, and I don't take offence when they make jokes. And yeah, I just tried to roll with the jokes and just try and keep it light-hearted as well as trying to share what it is I'm about and why I'm doing this Spud Fit challenge. So that was cool. I'll play a clip for you now, and then I'll talk to you about some other really exciting news that happened today to do with Dr. McDougall. Anyway, here's a clip from today's news. Again, I haven't figured out how to cut clips from other websites and put them into my own, so it's me filming using my camera phone and then filming the screen of the TV using my camera phone and then putting it in here. So sorry about the quality, but it's the best I can do for the moment. When I've got time, I'll learn how to do this a bit better. Enjoy.
Roast potatoes, boiled, baked. How many ways can the carb be devoured? Well, Andrew Taylor probably knows. He's more familiar with potatoes than most of us. Why? He's a relatively normal father of one, living in Melbourne, except he's decided to eat potatoes, only potatoes, for an entire year. To tell us why, Andrew joins me now. Morning to you, Andrew.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. I just can't help but imagine that I must be better than you, because surely the body is designed to cope with a range of different foods rather than just potatoes. Why are you only eating potatoes?
Well, I had a realisation that I had a food addiction, and it got me thinking about all kinds of addictions and how if you've got a drug or an alcohol addiction, then you can just quit cold turkey. Obviously, you can't do that with food, so I thought maybe the next best thing would be to quit all foods except one. So I did a bit of research, or a lot of research, and ended up with potatoes.
Okay, and so you decided, and this happened on day one of this year, that for the next 12 months you would eat only potatoes. So what you're trying to do is make eating awful, take all the fun out of eating.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to make it a boring year of food so that I can retrain my brain to get comfort and enjoyment and emotional support from other areas of life, and not have to rely on food, so that hopefully when I go back to eating normally, then I'll have a better relationship with food.
Okay, so a month and a bit down, do you eat only when you feel hungry and you just eat as quickly as possible just to fill up so that you don't have to think about it anymore?
No, I'm still enjoying it actually, but yeah, I eat as much as I like, whenever I like. I don't have any calorie counting or any restrictions at all, but yeah, the weirdest thing of all is that I'm still enjoying eating potatoes, and I can't really explain that.
So the diet is, because you see, I tried to find, when someone told me that we could talk to you, I thought, yeah, there's no way it's just eating potatoes, and it turns out I'm right, because you do allow some flavouring in sauces.
Yeah, I use a minimal amount of herbs and spices and sauces, just to keep it a little bit interesting. And when I make mash, I use just a little bit of organic soy milk.
But I mean, what's stopping you from just thinking, rather than a cheese sauce, I might just have a little bit of cheese, or I'll have the cheese sauce, but I won't eat the potatoes today?
I'm not having any cheese sauce at all. It's really basic stuff. I'm just having herbs and spices and a little bit of like tomato sauce or chili sauce. But I'm staying clear of fatty foods, and cheese sauce is a bit fatty. So, yeah.
Favourite way then? So
but,
basically,
nothing's stopping me, I guess.
Yeah, but basically, like 98% of the food that you're consuming for this year is potato.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a conscious decision to keep it boring, so that I've got to focus on other areas of life to get that emotional support and comfort.
I have to ask that as the next question. Where are you going for your emotional support and comfort then? What's the number one thing now?
Well, right now I've got into I'm exercising a lot more, and that's really helping. And I've got a little boy, and I'm trying to focus on putting a lot more effort into having fun with him. Not that I didn't before, but that's really something I'm trying to have an extra focus on. And
because do you notice that you've got more time on your hands, Andrew? Because a lot of people like me, for instance, I mean, I'm not obsessed with food, but I do spend a fair bit of time sort of planning it and putting myself in the position where I'm presented with a large plate of something lovely.
Yeah, well, that's something I hadn't really thought about, but the amount of time that we spend planning what we're going to eat, shopping for what we're going to eat, preparing it, eating it, and cleaning up after it, that's a lot of time out of your day, and it's not something I've thought about until very recently. But yes, I do have a lot of spare time now.
Have you got a doctor looking at you regularly? Because I wouldn't have thought, like I said before, bodies aren't designed just to eat one kind of food. You might get sick.
Well, history, if we look back through history, there's been plenty of people that have eaten just potatoes. The Irish population, for example, survived for centuries on pretty much only potatoes until the potato famine. So I'm not the first person to do this, and throughout history it's been done quite a lot. But anyway, yes, I do have a doctor looking after me, and I've had blood tests taken, and I'll be getting regular checkups through the year. So, yeah. At the end of the day, I don't expect any health problems.
Sure. Is there a documentary in this at the end of the day? Have you got a film crew following you for some publicly funded documentary or something?
No, I don't. I wish I had the funding for a film crew, but no, I'm just filming it myself on my camera phone and putting it on YouTube, and that's about it.
All right. Don't you sometimes at night, just before you go to sleep, don't you sometimes think of glazed Krispy Kreme donuts?
Not so far. That's, like I said, that's a huge surprise that sort of thing's not happening. I expected this would be a huge battle of mental toughness, but really it's quite easy.
Well, as you drive away from the studio in Melbourne this morning, you're going to be thinking of those beautiful glazed, there's nothing like a Krispy Kreme donut. You know how they get the outside just right and the inside sort of light but still full of fat. Oh, it's fantastic.
Thanks for putting that in my head, Paul.
No problem. You cannot make those out of potato, Okay, just very quickly.
Luckily, the shops are all closed here at the moment.
Yeah, Melbourne. What is the favourite way to serve a potato?
Just a good old-fashioned mash is my favourite at the moment.
Right, with a bit of soy milk. Oh. Okay, Andrew, thank you very much. Andrew Taylor, we'll catch up with Andrew in a few months' time and see whether he's been able to stick to his plan, 12 months just on potatoes.
Well, there you have it. What did you think of that? Like I said, I thought it went well. I'm happy with it. Paul got to have his fun with the interview and have a bit of a laugh, and I got to share some information and tell my story, and I thought it was a good balance, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So tell me what you think below in the comments, and I'm interested to see what everyone else thinks too. Now, on to the big news of the day. I heard today, lots of you are probably already aware that I'm going to be on the Doctors, the American TV show. We're filming at 4 o'clock Saturday morning, Melbourne, Australia time. So that's going to be an early rise. We're going to be doing it via Skype from right here where I'm sitting. We might spin around and face the blank wall that's behind the screen, but we'll be sitting right here either way. Anyway, when they first contacted me and asked me to go on the show, I was happy to, and I answered lots of questions and stuff and all of that. But I also said I think it would be really cool if we could get Dr. McDougall on the show as well. The reason I like that is because he was basically where my research started when I was researching potatoes. I I watched an amazing video of his, and I read a book of his, and lots of other things. And I also did lots of research on lots of other people. But I consider him to be one of the foremost nutrition experts in the world, if not the foremost nutrition expert. He's an amazing guy with a wealth of knowledge and an extremely important message to share with the world. Anyway, the girl I spoke to wasn't sure about having me on the show, but she said she would look into it and run it by the doctors from the show. And I heard back today that it's happening. He's going to be on. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm amazed that little old me could start this Spud Fit challenge just out of purely selfish reasons, trying to solve my own problems, and it has blown up and become so much bigger than me, to the point that I'm able to influence an international TV show, a huge TV show that's played all around the world and has who knows how many millions of people watching it. And little old me can create the conditions on that show that allows Dr McDougall to get on there and share his message of good health with the world. And I think he has a really important message, and I just couldn't be happier, more excited that I have played a part in getting some mainstream airtime for him. So, hey, if that's the only thing that happens with this year, then it's been a good year. So, I don't know when it's going to air yet. I know that we're filming Saturday morning. Lots of people are asking when it's airing, but I just don't know. As soon as I know, I'll tell you. Until then, we're just going to have to enjoy it. Tomorrow I've got a couple more radio interviews, and then after that I think this whole thing's dying off a little bit. Unless I make it to the end of the year, I guess. If I make it, judging by this past week and a half, if I make it to the end of the year, there'll probably be some more people that want to talk to me, but maybe it'll die off until then. Anyway, good interview this morning on the TV. Enjoyed it. Even better news when I found out Dr. McDougall's coming on The Doctors with me. What a day. So happy, so excited. I can't believe this is happening. I feel like I'm in an alternate universe. I feel like I'm living a dream. This is awesome. Thank you for all your support. Like the Facebook page if you want to keep up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know the deal. Thank you, everyone, for watching and all the support. This happened because of you. Thank you. Cheers.